Welcome to My Life on a GLP-1, the podcast where we explore the journey of weight loss. We have also been recently covering more topics about life during maintenance. I'm your host, Scott Johnson. As always, I am here with my very worthy co-host, Sarah.
It's great to be with you all. And can I just tell everyone, we are fresh off of our photo shoot. We just posted a few pictures on our Facebook group page, which is also entitled My Life on GLP-1. Check it out. So, what fun topic do you have for us today?
Today, we're diving into a topic that feels a little sensitive. It's about that moment deep into maintenance when you and your doctor start talking about your dose, specifically increasing your dose and all of the feels associated with that.
Oh, the dreaded conversation. It can feel like you've done something wrong, can't it?
Totally. For me, it felt like getting a speeding ticket, or like I was being called to the principal's office. I was holding my injector pen, ready to explain myself to this piece of plastic that has literally never judged anyone.
I get that. Because when you're actively losing weight, titrating up your dose is normal. It's expected, even celebrated as the next step.
Right, but maintenance feels like it operates under a different, unspoken set of rules. We quietly assume the dose should only go in one direction, down. And if you don't titrate down, maybe spacing out your shots starts to feel like a badge of honor.
Exactly. A lower dose becomes this trophy you display on a mental shelf. So needing more support, even just going back to a previous dose, feels like a demotion in your progress.
It's so true. It's not like anything dramatic had even happened. My jeans still fit. I hadn't gained back a bunch of weight, but the food noise, it just started creeping back in, quietly at first, and then it got loud enough that I found myself narrating my trip down the cookie aisle like it was a nature documentary.
And here we see the wild human, cautiously approaching all of the limited edition flavors of Oreos.
Exactly. But my brain didn't just register it as, okay, time to adjust the plan. My first thought was, did I just flunk out of maintenance? And that question just echoed.
I think that comes from how we've been conditioned to think about weight our whole lives. We turn a medical decision into a morality test.
Losing weight is discipline. Gaining it back is letting yourself go. Salad is good. Dessert is cheating. GLP-1s challenge that whole belief system by showing us just how much of appetite is biological, not a character trait. My food noise quieted because the medication worked, not because I suddenly developed a will of iron.
Of course, you still built the habits, you still made better choices. But the medication provided the support system for those habits to stick. That distinction is so important.
Yeah, and that brings up another trap. This fantasy of being on the lowest possible dose.
Right. Which is a reasonable goal. Fewer side effects, lower cost, that makes sense. But there's a difference between the lowest effective dose and the lowest dose you can white-knuckle your way through.
A huge difference. I've seen people celebrating that they're stretching injections to 10 or 12 days. Some do great, but some, well, they're miserable. The food noise is roaring back and they're spending all this mental energy fighting with a bag of chips just to prove a point.
And nobody shows up with balloons and a cake because you spent 6 weeks arguing with your pantry instead of just calling your doctor.
Absolutely not. The real goal was never to prove we didn't need help. It was to get healthy. I think we have this idea that goal weight is like the end credits of a movie. The music swells, someone hands you smaller pants, and roll credits.
Before anything inconvenient can happen. But real bodies don't work that way.
Maintenance isn't a frozen state. It's an active, ongoing phase of treatment. Stress changes, sleep patterns shift, hormones fluctuate. A dose that worked perfectly in the spring might not be the right fit by the fall.
And that has nothing to do with willpower. Look at any other area of medicine. Doctors adjust blood pressure medication all the time when numbers change. They adjust thyroid meds. No one expects a single dose to work perfectly forever.
That's a great point, and it highlights the importance of not just relying on the number on the scale. We have to pay attention to other data points, how our clothes fit, our energy levels, and of course the intensity of the food noise. It's about the bigger picture of well-being, not just one metric.
But weight carries all this extra emotional baggage. So increasing a dose feels like you're backsliding, even when what you're really doing is protecting the incredible progress you've made. Paying attention early is so much easier than fixing a bigger problem later.
Exactly. And that data-driven approach helps remove the emotion from the decision. It's not "I failed." It's "the data suggests an adjustment is needed."
It turns a moment of potential shame into a simple, proactive step, like adjusting the thermostat when the room gets too cold.
That is the key. And we need to get over this fear of the word dependence. I rely on my glasses to see every single day. Nobody expects me to squint my way through traffic to prove my eyes have built better habits.
That is a perfect analogy. The real questions are, is the treatment still appropriate, and does it support your overall health? That's a conversation for you and your doctor, not for a solo guilt trip at 11 p.m.
So, the takeaway here is that maintenance is supposed to be flexible. If you need to raise your dose, it doesn't erase your hard work or undo your progress. It means you and your doctor decided your body needed a different level of support in this season of your life.
And that is a perfectly reasonable, responsible, and healthy outcome. It's not moving backward. If it protects your health and keeps the food noise quiet, that is moving forward.
Well said, Sarah. The number on the injector pen is not a report card. Let's all try to remember that.
I love that you said that. The number on the medication is not a report card. Let's all just take a moment here and let that sink in.
And pride, good old-fashioned pride, should not manage your prescription, folks. I think this is my biggest lesson I taught myself in maintenance, and it's certainly a humbling one.
And for those of you early in your journey, chalk this one up to another thing to possibly look forward to. Just like we look forward to each of you tuning in every week. If hunger or food noise increases during weight loss or even maintenance, resist the urge to adjust anything alone. A prescribing clinician needs the full picture before making any change.
You got that right, Sarah. I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV. I wanted to share this topic today because that is what I needed, and I had all of the emotions around it: guilt, fear of regain, and pure joy of the satisfaction I am on the right track. Always discuss this with your doctor. I share my experience with you all because sometimes that conversation requires a little humility and the ability to give yourself some grace.
Grace, that's it. Thanks for sharing your story with us today, Scott. I know that wasn't easy. And many thanks to all of our listeners. We appreciate you every week and for taking the time to give us a like, a share, and give our show a 5-star rating wherever you stream. Tell us, Scott, do you have any final thoughts on this maintenance dosing drama today?
Thanks, Sarah. Maintenance is not a test designed to prove nobody ever needed help in the first place. The real goal was always better health, quieter food noise, and a life that stopped revolving around losing the same weight over and over. If raising a maintenance dose protects those gains, that counts as moving forward, not backward. There should be no shame in telling a doctor that hunger changed. There should be no embarrassment in admitting food noise returned. The number on a medication pen is not a report card, and it never asked anyone to list their greatest weakness. The more openly we talk about maintenance, the easier it becomes to separate medical decisions from shame. So, on behalf of Sarah, I'm Scott Johnson. If you are approaching maintenance, more than half of my second book, Still on a GLP-1, talks about these kinds of weird detours in the road. It's now available on Amazon, along with my first book, My Life on a GLP-1. I guarantee you will laugh a lot, maybe have a cry, and also feel like you have the best paperback cheerleading section you have ever had. Remember, your prescription is not a performance review nor a report card. Stay strong, keep going, and through the weird and the wonderful, always remember to love your journey.